Ramaphosa and the Prime Ministers of the Netherlands and Denmark have been in close discussion today, mostly on issues related to energy supplies. Now the focus turns to see how stakeholders from three nations will take these commitments forwards. Our reporter Ziniko Mhlaba has been monitoring the day's events. He joins us now. Ziniko, good afternoon to you. What can we expect as an outcome from this meeting?
Good afternoon to you, Stephen. Well, as you said in your intro there, that earlier on we had political heads from South Africa being led by President Cyril Ramaphosa, and of course also had prime ministers from Denmark and Netherlands engaging on energy commitments by these three nations. Well, the situation now is turning into the business sector and other sectors, other voices in the renewable energy, hydrogen and just energy. So they will be here today under the business forum, continuing with the conversations we had with the various political heads in the morning. So this afternoon it will be an issue of commitment, stakeholders, investors and role players in all these sectors meeting here in Pretoria so that they can be able to express their own interests, also engage on problems faced by these countries, but also talk about the opportunities that are there for all these three nations when it comes to renewable energy, green hydrogen, but also that issue of just energy. So how important is this event? Let me bring in one of the respected voices in this sector. I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Mhlaba. Thank you very much for taking time out. We stole you from that conference. We appreciate that. How important is this gathering, especially between these three nations?
This today right here in Pretoria, South Africa is a proof that no man is an island. Right? The Netherlands, Denmark, as big as they are, they host one of the biggest ports, the port of Rotterdam. That's the hub. They are here to express that as much as they have that infrastructure and everything, that resources there, we need them as much as they need us. So if you look in the stats now from the Netherlands, that for every 3 solar panels or so that they put, here in the southern hemisphere, we only need 1 panel. So as much as we have got the resources here, we need to be able to facilitate and be able to collaborate with the people, the off-takers, and in general to complete the whole value chain. And that's what here it is now, to prove that collaboration is what we need, and people are stepping out of our comfort zone, out of their countries, to come and show that we are here to partner. Come, let's join hands.
Talk to us about the gaps which are in the sector now, especially when it comes to the energy. Domestically, South Africa has energy shortages. So what are some of the gaps do you think such engagements such as these ones can close, especially if you really head towards renewable energy? So what are the gaps that must be filled?
The gaps, from our point of view as coal to hydrogen technology owners, we can only look at them gaps through a black eye. Right, we are sitting in the middle of Africa right here. So in South Africa, in the middle of all the energy shortages and everything else, we just need to be able to make sure that, because we talk about the just transition being inclusive, we need to make sure that we look after what we currently have. And what we currently have is the infrastructure, is the coal industry, is the job. So we can't rush and go forward and say and hope to get what we think we can get from something that is unknown, and leave everything that is known. What we can, and we are here, we are not contemplating, we are not thinking as the technology holders. We know that coal can be used. It doesn't have to be burnt, and our technology is doing exactly that. We don't have to continue with the coal power station emitting a lot of coal smoke, I meant to say, because we can work with what we have. We can improve on what we need to be careful that what we have, we maximize on and then add on. We don't have to, we've got it all. We've got the coal, we've got the sun, we've got the wind. Those things are not competing things. And coming from Limpopo, from an agricultural background, I know that for you to have cattle, it doesn't mean that you have to let go of your donkeys. You can have it all. They're not competing, they're all yours. Make sure that they collaborate, and then the jobs that you have in the coal industry, add them with the renewables and everything else. If we are not careful, we will let go of what we have, and we end up with a situation that no one wants.
Mr. Mhlaba, thank you very much for your time there. We'll catch up with you later on, sir. Thank you very much for your time for now.
Thank you.
Mr. Mhlaba, they're giving us a sense of the importance of finding balance with all the options that we have, saying that we don't have to let go with what we have. Remember, Stephen, that President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier on during the State of the Nation address did say that South Africa will transit to all other alternative energies with the amount of money we can afford towards that investment. So we're expecting the President to be here at about 3 o'clock or 3:30, between 3 and 4 o'clock, Stephen. But also Minister Patel has just walked in behind us as we're having this conversation. So it's going to be a very, very interesting afternoon, Stephen. Back to you.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thank you very much indeed. Well, from that developing story to